Thermals can make or break your entire system. Get them wrong, and you're looking at slow performance, overheating, and even a dead computer. Today we're diving deep into the 2025 Thermal Master Guide. We'll explain thermal pads, paste, putty, and liquid metal, what they do, when to use which one, and how to choose the correct thickness for perfect heat transfer. This is the stuff that separates the pros from the amateurs, so stick around. So why does any of this even matter? Simple, heat kills performance. When your CPU and GPU get too hot, they automatically slow down to protect themselves. This is called thermal throttling. You'll see your game stutter, your renders take forever, and your system might even crash. High temperatures also shorten the lifespan of your expensive components. A good thermal material is the bridge that ensures heat travels from your hot chips to your heatsinks as fast and evenly as possible. It's the difference between a system that's screaming fast and one that's just screaming. Let's start with the most common one, thermal paste. This is the go-to compound for the direct contact point between your CPU or GPU die and the heatsink. Its job is to fill in the microscopic air gaps between the two metal surfaces. Air is a terrible conductor of heat, so the paste creates a much more efficient pathway. It's perfect for standard desktop builds, gaming laptops, and pretty much any CPU or GPU installation. For best performance, you should clean off the old paste and reapply it every 1 to 2 years, especially if you notice your temps creeping up. When you apply it, just a precise dot in the center is usually enough. Pressure from the heatsink will spread it out evenly. One common mistake is using way too much. A thick layer of paste actually acts as an insulator, increasing your temperatures instead of lowering them. Less is more. Next up, we have thermal putty. Think of this as a super flexible, non-curing version of thermal paste. Putty is fantastic for situations where you have uneven surfaces or inconsistent gaps, like on VRMs, memory modules, or SSD controllers. It's especially useful in laptops, where manufacturing tolerances can mean components don't always touch the heatsink uniformly. Unlike paste, putty is very forgiving. It doesn't dry out or pump out easily, and it perfectly conforms to any shape under pressure, filling gaps of various heights without any issue. If you're dealing with a tricky cooling situation on secondary components, putty is your secret weapon. Now let's talk about thermal pads. These are solid, pre-formed sheets of thermally conductive material. They are the pressure-based heroes for components like VRMs, ROM chips, and SSDs. The main advantage of pads is that they're clean, easy to apply, and non-messy. This makes them perfect for laptops and graphics cards where you have lots of small components to cool. But there's one critical rule with thermal pads. Thickness is everything. Using a pad that is even a fraction of a millimeter too thick or too thin can completely ruin your cooling performance, or worse, damage your components. So how do you choose the right thickness? This is where people get into trouble. Most laptops and GPUs use pads that are 0.5, 1, 1.5, or 2 millimeters thick. If you use a pad that's thicker than the original, it will prevent the main heatsink from making proper contact with your CPU or GPU, causing them to overheat instantly. If you use a pad that's too thin, it won't bridge the gap between the component and the heatsink, meaning it does absolutely nothing. You must match the original thickness. As a general guide, laptop RAM often uses 0.5 millimeters pads. SSDs might use 1 millimeter, and beefy VRMs often require 1.5 millimeters to 2 millimeters pads. But never, ever guess. The only way to be sure is to carefully measure your old pads with calipers or check the device's official service manual. Finally, we have the most extreme option, liquid metal. This stuff offers the absolute best thermal conductivity you can get, hands down. It can drop your temps by 10 to 20 degrees Celsius compared to high-end paste, but it comes with huge risks. Liquid metal is electrically conductive. If even a tiny drop spills onto your motherboard, it will short-circuit and kill it instantly. It is also corrosive to aluminum, so you must never use it with aluminum heatsinks. Only copper or nickel-plated copper. Liquid metal is for experienced enthusiasts on delighted desktop CPUs or specific high-end gaming laptops designed for it. It's not for beginners. Okay, so which one should you actually use? Let's break it down. For your main CPU or GPU core, stick with high-quality thermal paste. For components like VRMs and VROM that require consistent pressure and have a fixed gap, Thermal pads are the way to go. Just make sure you get the thickness right. For uneven surfaces or odd gaps on secondary components, thermal putty is your most flexible solution, and for extreme overclocking. If you're an experienced user who understands the risks, liquid metal is the ultimate choice. To wrap things up, let's cover a few common mistakes you absolutely need to avoid. First, never use a thicker thermal pad just to be safe. This is the #1 cause of overheating after a repad. Second, never mix thermal paste and thermal pads together. They are not designed to work that way, and you'll just make a mess and get terrible performance. Third, double and triple check that you are not using liquid metal on an aluminum heatsink. And finally, always clean off all the old crusty paste and residue with isopropyl alcohol before applying a fresh layer. So, if your PC or laptop is running hot, now you know exactly what to look for and what to use. Mastering your thermals isn't just about getting lower temperatures. It's about unlocking faster performance, extending the lifespan of your hardware, and building a more reliable machine. We hope this guide helps you master your cooling. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more real hardware knowledge that actually makes a difference. See you in the next one.